This is the second part of operating system, and we're going to look at utility software. Now, utility software is any software that helps maintain the computer. Normally, it comes built in with the operating system, so it's part of the operating system. Now, an example of an utility software is defragmentation, compression, encryption, and antivirus. Utility software features, normally it does one or two tasks. So compression will reduce the file size. Think antivirus blocks and delete viruses. So they do specific tasks. It can also maintain the computer and normally built in with the computers with the operating system. Now, first we got encryption. Now, encryption is used to on software. So it's an encryption software that is used to transform text so that it cannot be read without a key. So for example, ABCD can be transferred into CDGM, something like that. And then once you have the key, once you unlock it, it will translate back to the original form, which is in this case ABCD. So it can only be translated back to the original form with a key. So we don't call it password, we call it a key. Encryption software are also used to encrypt files and folders on portable devices such as a hard disk drive, portable hard disk drive, or USB memory stick. It can also be used to encrypt a web communication. So if I'm sending data across the internet, other people cannot intercept it and read it. Or they might intercept it, but they might not be able to read it. It can also be used to encrypt data on an organization's database. Okay, then we have antivirus. So antivirus detects and prevents viruses from being loaded onto your computer. And a firewall will prevent unauthorized access to a computer or network from the internet. Now, antivirus cannot stop unauthorized access. It just deletes or detects viruses. Firewall cannot delete viruses. So firewall's only job is to prevent unauthorized access. Right, then we have defragmentation, which is the hardest part here. So defragmentation is when you save a large file and it may not fit on a disk, we can use defragmentation to sort it out. So it will not be stored in consecutive memory location. So we can see we got a hand that spins around, and if a file is stored everywhere around that disk, the hand will take a long time to read all of that data. So retrieving data from the file takes more processing, and more processing means reduced performance, means the computer will run slower. So defragmentation will reorganize the files in the hard disk so they're all stored together. For example, your Skype might be stored all around the hard disk drive, but if you reorganize it, it will be stored together in one place on the hard disk drive. And the reason why we do that is so that process time is reduced. So process time is reduced, so the performance will increase. Also, free space is also in one place, so the new files will be loaded into that free space. So it will not be fragmented. But you have to remember, defragmentation does not increase this capacity of your hard disk drive. So it doesn't delete data or allow you to, it just reorganizes it. So it doesn't give you more space, it just makes it faster. So this is an example. You might have red, blue, and then blue, blue, yellow, and so on. But if we use defragmentation on it, it will put all of them together. So it will put reds together, blues, browns, and so on, yellow, whatever, all together in one place. Okay, so should you defragment SSD? Definitely not, because SSD does not have a moving part, so it will not work. It will only work on magnetic hard disk drives, because the magnetic hard disk drive has that little moving hand and it will read and write from the disk. Okay, finally we've got compression. So compression is the reduction in file size through the removal of unnecessary data. Now we've got two types of compression. We've got lossy and lossless, and we do that to reduce the amount of data that needs to be transferred and it will speed up the access to that data, and it will reduce the bandwidth used. So when you're trying to load a YouTube video, it will be faster to load that if it was compressed. So we've got two types. We've got lossless, and lossless make it so you can reproduce the original file exactly as it was before. It does not remove any data. Lossy compression make it so that you can reproduce a close approximation. So the data removed in lossy compression is permanent. You cannot get it back. Once you use it, it's gone. It's all gone.